Okay, good evening, Facebook family and friends, and good evening, YouTube family and friends. Today, we are going to talk about self employment and how to start your own painting business. The reason self employment is so important is because not only do you have the ability to take care of yourself and your family, you can also hire people in your community and put them to work. And so that is the reason I push self employment. Um, if you start a landscaping business, you can hire the youth in your community to help you landscape, thereby you making money to take care of you and your family, and them making money to take care of them and their family. And that applies to each of the business entities that I have talked about so far, especially with the floor stripping business, because that's such a lucrative business that you can employ people all over the city and all over the state if that's your choice. And so my self-employment started a long time ago. I went to school for income tax preparation at H&R Block, became certified and started working for H&R Block. And after I became very good at what I was doing, I started my own income tax business. The only problem with that was it was only from January to April. After April 15th, that service was no longer available. And so I had to find something else to do, but I really did like working for myself. And so I went to school for TV VCR repair. And although I could not even think of touching the back of the TV with it plugged in, I really liked repairing VCRs. And so I made that my business, repairing VCRs in the neighborhood and getting paid to do that. And I did that for a while. And I went to school for nursing. And so that was what I did most of my life, was nursing. But on the side, nursing has always allowed me to venture out to start my own business anytime I felt like it, because nursing provided me the income for that. But it was always something missing. I had a nursing uniform business, a store. I had an actual candy store. It it just wasn't successful. It always seemed like something was missing that I just could not put my finger on it. And I noticed that a lot of businesses were struggling the same way and couldn't put it together. And 2 years ago, Donald Trump ran for office, and disregarding his politics, the things that he was saying about his businesses resonated with me. And so, as a real estate agent, I have my builder's license. Everything that I have done to get to this point, him running for office showed me exactly what it was that I was missing the whole time, all of these decades of trying to get it done right. And so I followed him on YouTube, and I started taking the business classes that he recommended. I became involved with Dun and Bradstreet, which is a business credit agency, equivalent to the personal credit agencies that we are accustomed to. This is a separate credit agency that only deals with businesses. And so I started establishing credit in the business name without my social security number. And as time went on, I saw that this was it. This is what I had been missing the whole time. that you are supposed to start your business 2 years before you actually start your business, because most financiers want you to be in business at least 2 years. And so in the 2 years, you establish your credit, your business credit without your social security number. And you apply for credit with vendors who report to Dun & Bradstreet. And they tell you how many vendors that you need to get a credit score. They tell you how many vendors you need to move to the next level. And so that's the process that I started. I got the original 3 vendors that gave me my credit score. And then I started establishing businesses with other companies that report to Dun & Bradstreet. And so I have accomplished what I needed to do as far as creditors are concerned. And in the meantime, while I was building up my credit, I actually started purchasing the things that I knew my company would need to fix up a home in Detroit, because the homes in Detroit are in need of repair, and generally it's in need of a lot of repair. And so I thought about the things that going into the house, what we would need. And so the first thing I did was purchase a generator. And so whatever equipment that we need that is electric, we would not have to wait until the power came on in the house. We would have access to electricity. And so after that, I started purchasing the things that we would need for the outside and the things that we would need for the inside. Now, in the meantime, I also wanted to purchase the things that a man or woman that was looking to start their own business and take care of their family, the things that they would need to start their own business in the process. And so those were the things that I did for the floor stripper, the carpet shampooer, the equipment for residential cleaning, office cleaning, pressure washer, surface cleaner, gutter cleaner, all of the things, a lawnmower, cordless lawnmower, edger, the things that a guy or girl would need to start a landscaping business or a pressure washing business. And so those impediments are no longer there. You would not have to rent equipment. The equipment is already available for you. And so what we really are looking for are men or women that are looking to start their own business to take care of their families, take care of themselves, and take care of their neighborhood. And so that is the purpose of what exactly I am doing with my company, We Buy Homes Incorporated, and the first building being a 4-unit, with one of the units being a community resource center where you would be able to come to get healthy checkups. You would be able to bring your kids to for tutoring after school. You would be able to go into the business room where you would learn about how to start your own business and how to become associated with Dun & Bradstreet, the business credit bureau that's for businesses. And so in that room, you would learn that. And then we have printer, computer, paper, where you could do resume writing. We would obviously cover solar energy. And I do have a guest that wants to come on and talk about solar energy. And so I'll let you know when we get that set up. Because solar energy is very important, and every roof in Detroit should be covered with solar panels. And so we'll discuss that at a later date. And so for the basement, we would have the theater, the community theater, where you can go and take a couple of hours out of your day for you and your family to go watch a movie, eat some popcorn, drink some fluids, and have a nice time and go back home. And so those are the things the Resource Center would do, but it would mostly cover education and self-sufficiency. And so today we're going to talk about another business that you can start in Detroit if this is something that you want to do. And that is the Wagner Sidekick. And you know what? This time I am going to take this out the box because I myself have not seen it, but I have seen the video that they have on HSN, YouTube, of course, and they show you how to use this machine. And so we'll do the unboxing of this. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. We're going to put this up here because it looks like it all comes out. Really? This is true unboxing. I have not seen anything that's in here. And so I don't know what that is at the bottom. So let me see if it's something important. And no, it's not. Okay. All right. So this is the Wagner Sidekick. And it is electric, but of course, since we have the generator, that's no issue for us. Okay, everything else we need. Okay. All right. So this is the Wagner Sidekick. And okay, this is the hose that goes inside of the paint bucket. And so we would use the 5-gallon paint bucket because when you're trying to paint an entire house, there's no sense in purchasing a 1-gallon can of paint. So you would get the 5-gallon, and we already have the 5-gallon bucket opener. I think that's what it's called. And then the other thing that you need before you can put this in there is a strainer. And so you would put the strainer in a, okay, I'm not going to open that. Okay. You can just pull up Home Depot or something like that and look for paint strainer. Like that. Right. And so you put that in a bucket, in a paint bucket. That's right. Okay. In a pail. And you put that in the pail, and you take the paint from the 5-gallon bucket and you pour it into the strainer to strain the paint. And then you take it and you just squeeze it down until all the paint is gone out of the strainer into the bucket. And then and only then can you put the hose into the paint. Now, because it is a 5-gallon container, you would have to use the extender. That maybe feels like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, this is the extender that goes all the way down into the 5-gallon paint bucket. And Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. And if oh, okay, I guess these two have to line up. Okay, all right. I don't have it. Okay, that's it. Anyway, this is the extension that you use on this hose to go into the 5-gallon bucket all the way to the bottom. There you go. All right. So once you put the extender tube into the 5-gallon bucket, you sit this piece on top of the 5-gallon bucket, and you can see how this piece would go down to the bottom of the 5-gallon bucket. Okay, all right. Now you have the hose, and I guess I can take this loose also. Okay. The hose, the gun that okay. All right. So the gun that goes in here, and you all right. Okay. And that is why I did this for you guys. Understand something. That is why I don't take anything away from a woman. If you are a painter and you are female, you can use the pressure washer, surface cleaner, any of that. I don't have an issue with that any whatsoever. The purpose of what I am doing it for is so that our men can become the men of the family and the leader in the neighborhood and get back to 2-parent households. So if you are a female and you fit the category, yes, by all means, surface clean, pressure washer, paint, any of those things. I don't discriminate against women, but for men to have their own business, employ the youth in the neighborhood, and become the leaders in the neighborhood that my personal opinion, think that they should be, that is why I'm doing this. But I'm not excluding anyone. Not excluding anyone. But the main purpose, primary purpose, is for men in my community to start their own business, employ the youth of the community, and take the community back. That's the point, okay? And so I'm assuming that something, okay, let me see if we do this here. Yeah, all right, okay, see? All right, so this is, okay, we're gonna unwrap this also. Okay, all right. So at least this will all be done for you. Okay, and so then this goes here, and I heard that snap. And so once you put this tubing into with this tube into the paint, then it comes up through this tubing, and you will be able to see it come up through this tubing. I'm not going to take this loose, no point in that. You will see it going around and around into this tubing until you see it coming out this area to your brush, and this is the part that you push right here that makes the paint, okay, I'm not gonna say that sends the paint going from this tubing up through here to here. And so once you see that, okay, once you start, you push the button and it sound like, okay, and you hear it go, then you know it's filling up the tubing, and you will be able to see the paint coming out of the roller brush. And once you see the paint coming out of the roller brush, then you can start painting. You can release this button. When you have enough paint, you can release this button and continue painting. Continue painting until you see it get less. And then you push this button and again until you get enough paint, and then you can paint the whole house. That's the point. If you got a 5-gallon, you can go from room to room and paint using this machine right here. And the extension, which is in the front, there's an extension pole that you put here, and it comes out from here, and it's, I think, 5 or 6 feet. And so then you can and take the extension, and you can do up higher towards the ceiling, if you understand what I'm saying. And so you have to push this button. It sends the paint to the roller brush, and then the extension, which comes out from here, allows you to paint all the way up to the top of the wall, all the way down to the bottom of the wall. And so that's why I really love this machine, is because it would half in the time you would have to take if you had to bend down, put the roller in the pan, roll it around, go back up. And if you go on YouTube, they do a competition with the young lady who's using this and the gentleman who is using the brush that you have to go down to the ground and dip it and put it back up there. And of course, she just, you know, goes through the painting, and her wall is complete, and he is still over there bending down, painting his side. So you can look at that video. I thought it was wonderful. It made my decision for me to purchase this Wagner Sidekick painting machine. And so if this is something that you like doing, painting a house is a very lucrative business. Painting a room is a very lucrative business. So if that's something that you're interested in, we can talk about that in the resource center. And so time is getting short. I'll be looking at some properties. And when we find the one that we're looking for, we'll do a video for that. And so for now, I'm going to end this video. The next video is Sunday, and we're going to try to get the gentleman on who went to school for solar energy, because he thought that was something very important that our community could use. And so I would like to talk to him about why he chose to go to school, why he chose solar energy as the that he chose as his major, and what has he found out so far about solar energy, and what he can tell you all about solar energy. I truly believe that every roof should be utilized, should be covered with solar energy, getting some of our energy from the sun, especially during the daytime hours when the sun is out. And so we'll talk about solar Sunday at 7. See you then.